Hey there, I saw you were listening to Daily Tech Headlines and just wanted to say thanks. And wanted to let you know if you have questions or you want to send us a comment, feel free to call on in. We love getting calls and play them on the show regularly.
They already have art teachers that are at their schools, and I'm just pretty much there just to, give them the support, like, yeah, you can do this kind of deal. So, um, anyway, so yeah, I've been doing a lot of things for the last couple of months. I was really excited when I started doing the episodes of these podcasts, but doing other projects kind of interfered in my schedule of wanting to make these podcasts. Making a Kickstarter was another, which was really awesome, successfully completing with Ellie. I make a comic book called Element Factor that actually meets Ellie's my co-creator of this book. She's the creator of Power Punch Boot Camp. We created a successful 90-page plus book last year, and we just wanted to expand the camp with more characters, which I thought would be really great, and she would say too, is why not have my characters from the Element Factor show up in her Power Punch Bootcamp kind of environment. So we got the artwork completed, wrapping up some of the last minute info of the book, but our fans will be getting their books this January. So yay, hooray. That's been one of my keeping busy. Teaching is another. Wanting to do more involvement with my podcast and explaining in my classes what I do was one of the things. So I'm really hoping I can get more of these. And all I could say is that I'm just going to try to put as much as content that I can for a good amount of what's the number I'm looking for? Like a time just to talk about it. So yeah, that's just a brief introduction of what I've been doing, just working on various freelance projects, really fun projects, others that were like, it was okay to do that. Being able to do comic shows in the city, library shows that involve kids wanting to make art is always a cool thing. These are things that I'm just going about. What if I've been up to getting to do comic shows out of the city as well, Philadelphia, Cincinnati. Just an awesome treat. Really great to meet comic fans around different cities. It's just so awesome. Me being a cartoonist as well as a bit of an educator, getting kids involved with comics is always awesome. And if if the kid doesn't get into making comics in the future, but at least have an outlet with this art medium, I really feel like it's something. So I'm just very very grateful to be contributing in that form, even if it's not a lot. If sometimes the projects doesn't fulfill as far as payment. Sometimes it's like the supplies. It's a lot of factors, but I love making comics, and I love giving back in that form. If this is something that I wanted to do and to share, and it's awesome because I walk away, it's like the day of like any of my classes or a project, people are excited about it, and I never complain about that. So yeah, I got to go to a Patreon conference here in Chicago. Patreon put up an event on a Saturday, early November, and I got to meet a lot of people that are in the Patreon field, where you got musicians, podcasters, very few artists, which I was very surprised, but it was really cool. They did have a conference where they had videos of live streaming in different cities, mainly in California. So I get to learn a bit more about, what other people are doing and stuff like that. So those are my things that what I've been up to is just, I kind of feel like I'm doing like a regrouping, but at the same time, just putting stuff together. Me as a cartoonist, I'm always creating content, whether it be fan art content or creator own. For example, like the Kickstarter with Ellie and Power Punch and Element 6. You guys know I created my character Alley Cat. Alley Cat is my little mascot. That he's just a ball of energy. That he's more of an outgoing character, and I, being an introvert, he's my what I would like to be. And I think it's really funny because I could really make characters or comic strips about him, that things that I would do wacky. So that was another thing that I've been working on, is doing these mini one-page comic strips. And one of the adventures that I started off was Alley Cat pretty much being a skywriter for a mouse. So I expanded Alley Cat's universe, where you get to meet different characters. The mouse, of course, is his boss, and his name is Mr. Pickles. He's always, rowdy and angry, but he's very much a character in his own right. So I got to do that. I got to create about 9+ comic strips that were fully colored and lettered, and I posted on the Alley Cat Instagram, and that's who is_Alley Cat, and that's on Instagram there. So just me getting back in the groove of creating content, but at the same time, I guess documenting or just even talking about it in the podcast. I've got a lot of people that actually like the stuff that I was creating, where I was talking over. I'm very excited that I get to share that. And if there's something in there that you guys find useful, hey, that's even more. I get really excited to hear that, people are excited to make things. It sounds silly, but it really does. Rather it be someone that follows on my social of Aleroart.com, or Aleroart on Instagram or Twitter. These are, just various things that what I've been up to, and just trying to go over what's been going on the last couple of months with me. So I've been doing more video promoting, where I'm doing like time lapse of like what I'm drawing, but talking more over it. So I'm actually quite proud of that. I'm not a video editor by trade, but I am the type that like, hey, let me try that. Just like doing these podcasts, I know that as more as I go along with making and creating, I will get a better understanding. Actually, I feel like at some point I'm probably recording with the volume off. But hey, again, this is just trial and error. Working from my drawing table. I'm doing lettering right now. I usually use a Illustrator program to do that, and I'm using Clip Studio. So yeah, I'm just right now just trying to learn something new and just have fun with it. And this has been just very exciting to do and to create artwork, to be able to paint or have something on a shirt, in a book form, to be asked to talk. I'm just very, very fortunate. I would love to expand more of what my brand is. These are those, just a thing of me explaining what I'm all about. I've noticed I've been getting more content and emails and texting and even sit down phone calls of just asking my idea of how I go about creating content for comic shows. So I'm being asked on that. I got asked, how do I go about like creating a book. It's just right now, it's just really interesting. Let's see, these are just things that have been going on for the last couple of months, and it's pretty wild. Got word that I'm part of an anthology Eisner winner. If you guys don't know, that's in the comics, it's the equivalent of an Oscar, and we got this with winning in the category for, again, anthology for Puerto Rican Strong through Lionforge. Me and my boy Sharif Musalam, we were part of this book, and to be in this category was a really surreal, um, just a moment of being part of that was really great. But we all won, and it's even cooler. So that project wasn't never meant as something to get paid from, or getting a no, like not even saying getting an award from it or whatever. It was more of like just our background is us being Latino and Puerto Rican, just to have something to contribute. I did the story and art. Sharif did the words. It was like it was really fun to just to have something, a 6-page story, a Tiano tale, which is called. Um, in the book was just various stories. So yeah, that's another thing that's been going on that I don't think I've have posted about in my last podcast posting. So again, I'm just doing, catch ups of what's been going on. So yeah, that's doing that. Last year, I was actually teaching at 2 after school programs. This year, I'm at 3. It's growing. It's really cool. My goal is to get this class like online, so my students that can't make the class can work from home, students that aren't in the city, students that are out of state, wow, even out of the country would be really cool. I'm just trying to learn these different tools, and I've been very fortunate to work with different people, whether it being at the schools or online. Big shout outs go out to the parents that want these kids to be involved in making stuff. It's just really cool. And I tell my students all the time, when I was young, I wish I had an after school program. I wish I was able to do these kind of things. And a lot of it, thankfully being hard headed and uh, trying to create with my imagination and what tools I had, which is basically the back of my test paper and a pen, after school cartoons and the Saturday morning cartoons fueled a lot of that. Getting into comics, these are just things that I was just wanting to do more of, and I didn't know how, but nowadays I get to have these classes and show these kids that what is a cartoonist, what is storyboarding, what is promoting. Our classes are made up of more of just making art. I actually enjoy explaining what is marketing, and their little light bulbs over their heads start to understand. So they get to sell stickers and make a drawing for family or friends. It's really awesome to understand if they're in their minds to see how an artist works. Because when I was a kid, I didn't know you can make a profit from this, or you're actually getting paid to make stuff. I got these comics as a kid. I didn't know there was woman or man putting this together, and now they get to know that a person that works on this can make employment from that. So yeah, I'm just expanding my brand and my name of learning how to do certain trades. Yeah, this is it's just really cool and fulfilling, and I feel like in this day and age we are missing a lot of that. I feel like in this day and age we are kind of like guarded, and I guess it's to an extent that's cool, but if you're trying to learn things, you should try to be an open book as far as trying to share. I'm a believer as I had a good teacher to say, what did you work on? And if you do make something, what can you show the next person? And that's always followed me along. So I get to share that with my kids and stuff like that, and forth with my work and collaborators. Um, yeah, it's cool. Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm just looking at like a listing of things that just to talk about, bringing up how creating these episode content podcasts. What is it? I just want to just to break up little things that how I go about doing that and what's the process in that. I plan to explain in more episodes. So yeah, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Even like getting the sense of like making these episodes, you guys get to see in or hear the kind of stuff that I create. So yeah, more episodes. I'll be able to talk about that. I also like to expand these episodes, podcasts with talking with other creators. So I look forward to having that in the near future. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's just the last couple of months have just been crazy. It's been a roller coaster, but it's really cool. And like I said, I in the back of my head, I've always been thinking about doing these podcasts, and to be able to just jump in and do it, it I will say I was kind of self doubting, but I just think the time is now and can't wait. You gotta do it now, get it out, and just move on to the next thing. So yeah, I'm very excited that I'm doing these again. And quite frankly, I can't just work on one thing at a time. I gotta work on multiple projects to keep my brain going, because if I focus on one thing, I'm just like I tend to overthink it and it doesn't come out how I want. So me creating a coloring book as well as a comic, and then doing these podcasts, I get to get a better understanding. So yeah, I do want to have like a questionnaire and ask people what do they want to hear from me talk about. That would be cool. Yeah, this this episode is like basically just me getting a feel of what I want to come across as Aleroart in my brand, and I hope that you guys will continue to listen and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I just kept this short. I will be making more of these. I want to drop at least 2 of these each month. Try to do more. I'd be surprised how many I can do. But yeah, I just want to say, guys, thank you for checking this out, and I will be creating more content. So, guys, you guys have a good one, and we'll talk soon. This is Aleroart, and please, if you guys can, check out Aleroart. Support my Patreon page. Anything from $1 to any general donation of what you guys can do would be great. You guys can cancel anytime, but showing that you guys support my background in making art really does show it, and it's really cool. And I plan to make more content. So I'm on social media, Instagram. Let's see, everything is Aleroart. So yeah, I plan to make more. So guys, have a great one. I'm gonna sign off now, and I plan to have more content for next time. Guys, have a great weekend. Peace. Bye. Hey guys, Aleroart here. I'm doing another podcast. I haven't been on here in a minute, but it's cool and I can explain. Just really happy to be doing these um, episodes. So yeah, so just a brief introduction. My name is Alejandro Rosado, and I go by Little Art. I am a cartoonist here in Chicago, as well as an art teacher. I teach after-school arts to middle school kids in making comics and character design. I really feel like I do more of like a cheerleading and of just getting the kids excited about making art. That's my feeling. I feel like